this video, I want to tell you how memes are destroying liberalism. Let's go. So a quick disclaimer before we delve in. I am not a fan of Trump. I do not like Trump. I do not think he's a good man, person, or a smart politician. And I have yet to see any evidence that proves me wrong. So if you're a Trump fan, this video is not for you. In this video, I will be talking about how memes are destroying liberalism by crushing our ability to take serious political issues seriously. Memes are difficult to define, and their definition differs depending on who you ask. For the purposes of this video, I will be defining memes as images, text, or any portrayal of ideas that have gained significant cultural meaning, whereby simply seeing a meme, we intuitively make certain connections in our mind. We make these connections on the left and on the right, so no one political alignment has a monopoly over memes. What makes memes such a powerful communicative tool is that they're usually very funny. Many of us wouldn't care about their intricate policies and the nuances that surrounds the trades between United States and Canada, but when we meme about it, like you get a tariff and you get a tariff, then we start paying attention. Although memes are new, the concept of communicating political ideas through comedy is not. Before memes, we had political cartoons, and after that, we had talk shows and comedy shows, making politics a cornerstone of their jokes' punchlines. Shows like Jon Stewart's Daily Show not only made us laugh, but informed generation about political issues. In this sense, comedy is part of the meme, but there is one important difference between political comedy like that of Daily Show and the meme culture. The Daily Show is a comedy show that knew when to take itself seriously and has its comedy geared towards making sure the audience thinks about the issues that are being presented through comedy by informing them of the context that surrounds the issue. Memes are designed to make you laugh, but that's where the similarities between them and comedy ends, as memes are designed to strip any context from the discussion. Let's look at a segment by Jon Stewart on free speech, for example.
Our national free speech nightmare recently came to an end when we entered the golden age of Donald Jehoshaphat Trump.
We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly. Free speech in America, it's back.
Yes. Thank God. We have a president now who believes in free speech. Just go ahead, roll 212.
I believe that CNN and MSDNC, what they do is illegal. I think CBS should lose its license, but I think ABC should lose its license also because of what they've done.
I watched What Happened Live. I think Bravo should also lose their license. What they did to Dorinda on Traders, they should be sent to a Salvadorian hellhole.
In this short, we can immediately see and think about what Jon Stewart is making fun of: hypocrisy of the Trump administration with respect to free speech, because of the contradictory statements Trump is making regarding the press. Whether you agree or disagree with Stewart, it is undeniable that he gives context to his jokes that makes the discussion surrounding the role of free speech and its limit in free society possible. Even if you're a Trump supporter, you can take that segment and go, yeah, but should the press be able to say things that may be false about the president with impunity? Beneath the laughter and the jokes of Jon Stewart, there is a context-based foundation from which you can have a serious discussion about a serious issue, in this case, the limits of free speech. Now, let's look at a meme on immigration.
Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You made one of the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the briefing
If they
room.
broke our nation's laws, yes, they are a criminal, yes.
Before analyzing, let's just understand when she says illegally breaking our nation's law, that sentence makes no sense, because how can you legally break the law? I'm pretty sure if you Google the definition of illegal, you get contrary to laws or breaking the laws. But that one simple statement encapsulates the entire problem with political meme culture. The conversation here is non-existent because Karen Levitt here is not giving context or tries to make a foundation from which to have a serious discussions about immigration. All she's saying is, this is bad, so we did the opposite, which is good. It's simple and is meant to kill any form of conversation and acts as an attack against the Biden administration to make Trump administration's action seem legally legitimate. The segment is funny because it owns the libs, but the meme doesn't own the libs because it brings sophisticated, nuanced counterpoints to the audience, but by making people unable to have a discussion on the topic. By depriving the issue of its political seriousness through stripping context, the memes rob people of the ability to have a conversation on the topic. Immigration is a serious issue, but watching this clip, you wouldn't know where the issue is. All you know is that bad things are bad. This might make Trump supporters feel good, but it does nothing to address the underlying problem, because solving problems requires serious consideration, which memes shut down. Memes strip the conversation of nuance and context and communicate concepts purely through intuition rather than through consideration. This is a big problem for politics because political issues are serious and need to be treated seriously. When everything is memes, then serious matters are treated as jokes. For example, cutting costs in government to save money. This is a serious issue all liberal societies have to deal with. Financially balancing government subsidies and size against the free market. But the way the Trump administration approached this issue is not serious at all. Even the Department of Government Efficiency is really a play on Doge dog meme. Heck, the way Doge cuts costs is by looking at policies Trump and Musk don't like and call them corrupt. But even if you're a Trump supporter, if I were to ask you what makes the targets of Elon's cuts corrupt, you would only be able to say, well, look at them, they're clearly corrupt. But that statement is empty of context and means nothing. When we talk of corruption in liberal societies, we mean something very specific. Policies and laws that come into effect without going through the proper procedures and processes. Like, for example, making a new department, putting a billionaire in charge by giving the ability to carry out tasks designed for principal officers, which requires approval from the Senate, which the head of that department has not obtained. That is corruption. But we can't talk about corruption in politics in any serious way when it's all just memes, man. The actions of Musk and Trump have consequences with global ramifications, so they need to be treated seriously. But in the meme political world, none of it is taken as serious. We just blame it on DI without defining what that even means. Again, we can and should have serious discussions about DI, but not when every conversation surrounding it devolves into, well, memes and jokes. In the meme culture, whatever I like is right, whatever I don't like is corrupt, but we can't make policies based on individual preferences. Liberal societies function on the premise that we all have a baseline agreement on what constitutes legitimate policies irrespective of personal agreement or disagreement with the said policy. The meme politics dissolves that line, making it impossible to have a serious conversation about serious issues because at the end of the day, it all devolves into personal preferences and eventually jokes. People talk about the misinformation memes bring, but I think the bigger problem of political memes today is that they devalue serious conversations that have to be had in order for liberalism to function properly. When everything is a joke, nothing is serious. That is why Elon said,
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
Liberalism, at least in the United States, seems to be memeing itself out of existence, and we have to move away from this meme culture and talk about policies in a serious manner. Slogans are fine and good, but at the end of the day, someone needs to put on their big boy pants on and get into the nuances of policies, which we can't do as long as we
become meme.
If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and push that like button. It'll take you a few seconds, but it will help the channel immensely. Have a great day.